Hello friends, welcome to prepezee. An important article has come in the Hindu about reimagining the role of state universities in science education. So we will discuss that article, we will understand the issues, and there is some very important data which has been given in this article which is important for our UPSC examination. So let us understand that. If you want to download this slide, the link is there in the description box. If you want to listen to this video in Hindi, then also the link is available in the description box. You can go to our another channel, that is prepezee, for the same. The context is that national education policy, it has now been 3 years since it was launched in 2020. Now the focus of NEP was on practical training and skill-based learning, which is actually a good thing because experts have said that this is actually in corroboration with the vision we have developed for the future development of the country and what the government has said, that which direction we are going to take for the future development of the country. So to understand this thing, let us first understand what is the vision for the future which we have envisioned. See, the future requirement, in fact, Indian government has said on multiple fora, like even the Science 20, which is actually a group behind G20, and it is specializing in science-based discussions, and it is a member of G20. So in this fora, recently the government has said that our economy we are building on the basis of science and technology development in the country. That it will be based on science and technology, and the future will also be based on science and technology. And in fact, there are some very important streams like information technology is there, life sciences is there, even within information technology, blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain and such other technologies. Then life sciences, which is based on biological based learning, then chemical engineering, automation engineering. These are the streams and the technologies in which government will be looking to develop the industries further in the future. Similarly, bioeconomy. See, you understand that India is having one of the largest pharma industry in the world. In fact, India is called as pharmacy of the world. The third world countries like African nations, they depend on India for their medicine needs. And these countries, the health sector is not yet developed too much. Therefore, the people who are very poor, they require generic drugs which are made in India and then supplied to African nations for their health sector. So therefore, India's pharma industry is actually a blessing for these countries. Similarly, in bioeconomy, we are also having the biomanufacturing. Biomanufacturing is basically the biological instruments, the medicine instruments which are manufactured for the use in medicine industry. See, bioeconomy will be growing very fast in the future, and we expect that by 2025, it will reach almost $150 billion in value. And India would also look to actually engrave some amount of that in its economy. In fact, it is not just focused on high value sectors like biomanufacturing or pharma. Bioeconomy also contributes to the development of conventional sectors like agriculture, mining, or even livestock. See, agriculture, basically we have pesticides, we have genetic engineering, the hybrid crops, hybrid technology. Similarly, livestock also, there are many diseases which can be cured by the help of biotechnology. So these things, they are part of bioeconomy. However, the problem with this vision is that industry says that they are unable to find appropriate number of skilled graduates or skilled trained professionals to further their interests. So what does that mean? It means that industry wants people, industry wants employees, it wants to provide jobs. And in India, you know that we have adequate number of employees available. That is, many people, they are coming out and they want jobs. So jobs they want, industry wants to offer them jobs. The problem is that they are not able to connect because a crucial interlinking factor is missing between these two. That is skill. So if employee does not have skill, then industry will not pick up that employee. That is the problem currently which we are facing. The industry wants to hire people, but only who are the trained employees, and that is the problem. In fact, see, many of the industries like Infosys, if you go to Infosys, you will see that they have a very extensive fresher training program which they run in their Mysore campus. And in this program, they are training people for almost 6 months or so. So you can see that Infosys is losing out on so much of revenue. First of all, it is spending on training, and secondly, it is paying employees for the salaries within the training period also. So that means that they are spending money for training these employees. Instead, they should have been focusing on developing the products or delivering the services to their clients. But they can't do so because they are unable to find enough trained graduates in the country who are adequately skilled so that they can do programming or what other streams, whatever Infosys requires. So this means that there is a loss of profitability for these companies like Infosys and TCS. And that is the problem currently which industry is facing, and that is why they have to do the training themselves. So now let us understand that what is happening and what is the data regarding these graduates in India. See, first of all, if you have a look at how we become eligible for these BSc, see, we do the 12th class. Most of you will be familiar with that. After 12th class, we can go for graduation courses. 12th classes in India, it is called as higher secondary. So after that, you become eligible for medicine, as well as with medicine you can become a doctor, then you can do engineering, and most of the students, they do BSc and other bachelor graduation courses, undergraduate courses. So this is the chunk which we'll be talking about today. Now after BSc also there is an option, you can do MSc also, you can do your PhD after MSc. Or you can also go for civil services examination, which we are currently preparing for. So such options are there. But apart from that, many BSc students after their graduation, they directly go for jobs, employment. So let us understand this through some data. And this data is very, very important for your examination. See, I understand that some of you might be saying that you can do MCA also, MBA also. But currently our scope is limited to this. So see, if we talk about the data, India is producing almost 25 lakh STEM graduates, and this does not include medicine, that is the doctors. If we exclude medicine students, we are producing 25 lakh STEM graduates. What are STEM graduates? STEM means science and technology, and E and M means engineering and maths. So these many 25 lakh graduates are produced everywhere. If you want to talk about that, how many students are enrolled in various BSc courses, that is BSc first year, BSc second year, BSc third year. In these courses, a total 50 lakh students are enrolled in the country. So you can see that this is a very sizable chunk. Many students, they are staking their future on the BSc course. Out of these 50 lakhs, 11 lakh complete BSc every year and they become graduates. Out of that 11 lakh, 2.9 lakh students, they do MSc, that is further masters. Some 6,000, only 6,000 actually, they do PhDs, that is they hold their doctorates after they are completed with their PhDs. So that means that if we subtract this 3 lakh almost number from 11 lakh, almost 8 lakh students every year, they come out of BSc courses wanting a job. They want a job and they enter the workforce. This number, this is coming out of the 422 state-run universities. So total universities in India is around 1100 universities. Out of that, 422 are affiliated or run by the state, and they also have some affiliated colleges. So you can see that this 8 lakh, and in fact, see, these 422 state universities, they are actually accounting for almost 30% of the students which are becoming graduates in India. So you can see that we need to focus on these state universities, otherwise we are losing these people and they are not becoming employable. Their skill level is not adequate as per the industry demand. So that is why, and see, right now what is happening is we are mostly focusing on the higher education institutions which are performing well. We are looking at IITs, we are looking at IISc or IIMs or AIMS. In fact, many a times you see that even the indices are released, the higher education indexes are released. We are looking at that, so less of our IITs or other institutions, they are appearing in these indexes, so we need to work on these. But who is looking at the state universities? Nobody. And this is actually the most sizable chunk. 30% of the students, they are going into these state universities. So you are talking about good students who are actually having a sure job after IIT. But who is talking about these students who are not even sure of their own future? So that is why we are focusing on these students in this article today. So the issues which they are facing in their universities is, first of all, the education is subpar. That is, the education which is being taught in these universities is not adequate for industry. The teachers or the professors, if we leave a few exceptions, most of the teachers, they are not adequately interested or committed towards imparting the education. So that is one problem. If we leave the topmost certain universities and other professors who are working in some other universities, most of the teachers, they are coming just for their salaries and they are going back. They are not interested in making students employable or making students intelligent or smart enough to get a job in the industry. Then again, the curriculum and the syllabus, they are outdated and out of sync with the relevant technologies which are going on today. Today, the industry is focusing on developing artificial intelligence. You know that ChatGPT is now going to launch its 5th version. That is, ChatGPT 5 is going to launch. And yet, artificial intelligence is just being taught as a single chapter in the whole of this curricula. Machine learning. Nobody is teaching these students how to do machine learning. They are not updating this curricula according to the requirements of the industry. In fact, even when they are having the facilities, we see that the labs which are there, either they are not there itself. Adequate number of labs are not there. Even when they are there, they are very poorly maintained. They are not having adequate instruments. Even when instruments are there, the time is not there. That is, these colleges, they are focusing on imparting theoretical education. They are teaching theory. In this era, when students need to learn practical education, so practical training is insufficient. It is not being imparted. The students, for example, see, many students who are learning these BSc networking and such courses, if you ask them to assemble a computer, they might not be able to do so. Many of the students won't do so. If you tell them that this is optical fiber, this is a switch, this is a hub, I need you to make a connection in which so many computers are connected, they won't be able to do it. They don't even know how to connect a switch to the computer. They don't even know how to put in LAN settings, the network settings, so that these computers are connected together. So why? And because there is no practical training, only theoretical training is being done, that this is the history of computers, this is history of networking, these are the 7 layers of application layer and network and presentation layer. So basically the students, they are not being taught how to connect these networks and how to actually convert this theoretical knowledge into practical knowledge, which is required in the industry. Also, many universities, they are asking their students to go for internship, which is a good thing. Internship is a good thing because you actually get on the job training at the institution where you are going to work tomorrow. The only problem with this is that the internship which is actually good, is only being provided in the paid courses. So either you pay for it. If you are going to the industry directly and somehow you are able to pull out an internship without actually paying for it, then you will see that these internships, they are not offering you anything. Many students, they complain that the manual job, that is, they are asked to feed registered data into a computer. That is, they are just trying to digitize or making these records online. This is not something which the students are supposed to be learning at this point. They should be learning how to do programming, what is the requirement of the industry, how to connect the networks. So this internships, they are also not available. They are extremely competitive. That is, competitive means that they are not available. And even when they are available, they are not imparting the the actual training which is required for the students so that they can get absorbed in the industry. Again, we see that there are administrative issues. That is, we see that there are systemic issues in this universities. The regulation is so much and the training is trifled. So therefore, the students are not able to learn properly. Then again, it is not just the universities which are at fault. There are resource constraints for these universities. See, I have told you that many of the students are getting trained in these universities. The problem is that they are not getting enough budget allocation so that they can train them in the manner in which they are required to be trained. In fact, even the teachers, the professors who are teaching there is an absence of research. That is, they are not upskilling themselves. They are still teaching. See, these professors, they have done their graduation in 90s or even 80s. And when they are teaching, they are still living in these 90s world. They are not able to teach. They are just reading the book and they are coming and teaching it. Rather, it is important that they teach what is going on in the contemporary world. So theoretical training it is not that theoretical training is insignificant. It is important. The point is, if you are not connecting this theoretical knowledge to the practical training, then how are the students supposed to get absorbed in the industry? That is the problem. That is the issue. The teachers who are training them, they are not training them as per the requirements of the industry. They are only training them what they had learned in the future, in the past actually. That is, at that time DOS or Fox Pro or C programming languages were running, but now we have moved on to AI, machine learning, R or such other Python programming languages which are still not being taught in these universities. So there is a requirement to update this curricula again and again so that it is in consonance with the requirements. So what is the way forward? What we can do? See, we need to re-envision the whole state level education system. We have to see to it that these universities, they become hub for skill-based science education. What do I mean by that? That skill-based means that we need to go to the industry. We need to ask them that what do you require, and that whatever requirements are there, that needs to be incorporated in the ongoing curricula or the syllabus of these universities, so that whenever any industry wants anyone, they can directly go to the university rather than going to a consultant or Naukri resume or such other websites. They can directly go to the university. They can tell them that we need so many number of students who are actually trained in this specific technology. And as and when they get trained and they finish their graduation, they can directly go and work in this industry. So first of all, we need to give them industry relevant skill, and for that we need to do a collaboration with industry. If industry wants programming, we need to give them programming. If they want data analysis, give them data analysis, instrumentation, quality assurance, benchmarking, whatever they require. It is the job of education system to impart that training or skill in the student. So for that, it is required that we have seminars from the industry experts. The faculty members, they are regularly interacting with the industry members. There should be job fairs so that students know that what is the requirement of the industry. We need to see to it that apprenticeship programs are running so that students are actually being trained on what is being required in the future. And in fact, we can also see to it that the funding which is being spent by the industry in training these students is actually diverted to the universities. Universities should say to these institutions, that is these companies, that it is the spending which you are making on training is futile. Rather, you give this money to us and we will give you a trained professional who you want in that particular skill. Apart from that, we need to impart training for other skills also. For example, see, a student probably, they come to know what is programming. But this is not the only thing which is required tomorrow in the industry. The student should know how to apply for the jobs. If they are called for interviews, then the students should know how to behave in an interview properly. What are the prerequisites, how we are supposed to have these manners and etiquettes, that how you are able to present yourself so that the interviewer feels good about interviewing that candidate. Also, if you are successfully clearing this interview, how to negotiate for the required position, that I want this thing, how you can negotiate for the required salary or adequate salary, which is actually balanced between the what employer can give and what employee wants to receive. So these skills should also be imparted. In fact, we can also work on the community college model and the technical university model, which is being followed in US and Europe. See, they are having community outreach programs, and the regional communities, in those they are advancing the education so that the whatever skills are required, they are present in the students. So basically on this discussion, the conclusion comes out that the state level universities, which are catering to a huge chunk of our human resources, it is required that these state level universities, they are constantly and frequently updated with the required curriculum and syllabus, and they are made hubs for skill based education, which is in consonance with the requirements of the industry. This is what is the summary of the whole article. So we need to focus on practical training, imparting skills, and education should be improved so that even teachers, they are continuously updated. Now, on the basis of this, you have to answer the question: demographic surplus in India might turn into demographic disaster instead of demographic dividend, which we are hoping it to, if policy changes are not implemented in time. Discuss. So you have to discuss this. If you get the points, you can write in the comment section. If you write it on a piece of paper, or if you can type it, you can send us an email to prepezee@gmail.com, and we are receiving good number of answers and we are replying to them. And we are trying to improve the answer writing skills of the students who are writing to us. So you can also write if you want to get your answers evaluated and if you want to get feedback on your answers. If you like this article, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.